Hello everyone. Welcome to our Facebook Live for this evening. This is not my usual time, but I wanted to share and do a walkthrough of the catalog of the stamps that are going to be on sale tomorrow. Hi, Lynn. Okay, let me see if I can look at y'all for just a few minutes. Hey, everybody. Um, so I have been I have a really hot mess over here, so hopefully you can't see too much of it. But I've been working in here all day long and just went inside and I asked Jackie, I said, "Have you eaten anything yet?" He went, "No, pretzels." I went, "Oh, really?" So I said, "Well, I'll be back in probably about 7." So anyway, we're going to have some fun. Hello. Hey, Connie, Margaret. We're going to have some fun looking at the stamp sets. Going through the catalog, I realized how many stamp sets that I did not have. And I found some that I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should get them because they would be good for the girls. That little pirates and mermaid stamp set looks really cute. But anyway, I'm going to kind of show you my favorites and we'll walk through each page. I'll show it to you there in the book. And then at, I guess it's supposed to be at midnight tonight Mountain Time. The sale goes live until 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time tomorrow evening. So there are a lot of stamp sets that are going to be on sale and some really good ones. So are you ready to get started? I think it's about time. It's 6 o'clock. So hello, Rosalie. Hey, okay, I'm so glad to see you all here. So I'll go ahead and get started. And then if you'll hang with me, I'm going to make a couple of cards at the end that are clean and simple, but well, I say clean. There's a simple design, but really pretty. I say beautiful. They're pretty. And using a couple of these stamp sets that are going to be on sale. Hi, Karen. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get you down where you can just see my desktop. Okay, so I've gone through and tried to pull cards that I've made, swap cards that I have using some of these retired sets. And I'm just going to flip through and we're going to start going through here. And let me get to the first page here. Okay, so yes, I am organized. I have it. I wanted to get to this. This, I have to tell you, I never even noticed this stamp set before. You know, it reminds me of Under the Sea, Little Mermaid. It would make a cute little mermaid scene, but it's called Seascape. And while I'm getting started, I will share, hey, Kathy, I will share that some of these stamp sets come with the coordinating dies and they're bundled at 10% off. Well, the sale doesn't include the dies or the bundles. It's just the stamp set, and that's the stamp sets are 15% off. Okay, so we have that one that I just didn't notice, and then this one has so many. It's called A Wish for Everything, and that's what it is. It has sentiments for just about every occasion, and it's on sale. Will be on sale tomorrow. And the next one is this. I love it. And I've made many cards with it, but I must have given them all away already. Celebrate Sunflowers. But I did find this one, and you see there's not a sentiment on it yet. I do that sometimes so that I can add what I need when I need a card. But you can see the background is just a handmade background with those flowers. Okay. It's a really pretty sunflower, gorgeous. Okay, and you can make some really pretty images with it. Okay, I think that's that one. Is it? Okay. I hear I'm questioning myself. I don't even know if that's the right sunflower stamp. Well, anyway, if it's not, then you know what it would look like if you made sunflowers. It looks like it, but it looks small. Okay, maybe I use this one. All right, I don't know. Goodness, it's been a while. It's been a minute. Okay, so this one is Timeless Tropical. Okay, And I had this card that was a swap from Kelly Schutte. And you see how she used the pine trees in the background here? And it uses that cap set. I think it's really cute. I love the colors, but look how pretty those pine trees are. And they have hibiscus, pine cone. So it's a real tropical Hawaii feeling stamp set that's on sale. Will be on sale. Okay. Okay, next we have the Garden Wishes that has the dandelions, and then the Dragonfly Garden. And here's a card made by Catherine. She's on my team. It's really pretty with these. She scattered those butterflies in the background there. Butterflies, dragonflies in the background there, and has the dragonfly just popped up on dimensionals. And she stamped the wings. Can you see that underneath to like a shadow? Isn't that pretty? Okay, and this one is bundled with a punch. Now the punch is not included in the sale. Again, it's just a stamp set. Okay, let's flip it on through. Okay, this one is one of my favorites, Painted Poppies. And this is a fairly recent card that I've made with it. I just love coloring these flowers. This one in particular, if you're on my email list, I sent a link to a card made with this like field of poppies today. Hey, Carol. Hey, Mary. Glad to see you here. Anyway, I use this single stem flower right there on that set, and I've made many more, but I must have given them all away. And then it had this coordinating sister set, Peaceful Moments. That one will be on sale too, and it's got some pretty sentiments in it. All right, going on. This is Stitchery. This is on sale. I have to say, I probably never really noticed it. I mean, you know how your eye is drawn to certain things when you flip through a catalog? I've seen lots of really cool cards made with this one. Enjoy the moment. I don't have any samples, but you can see Stampin' Up! Has some beautiful ones here. Okay, so that one's on sale. Yeah, Painted Poppies, Connie. Love that one. Okay, we're going to move right along. And that everything is figure outable. That's what I call it. It's Lighthearted Lines stamp set. This one is on sale. I have a couple of simple cards here that I made. I'm sorry for what I said when I was hangry. Have you ever been hangry? I have. And then thanks for lending an ear. And this, it comes on with this stamp. It says, and keeping a straight face. I left that off. I wanted to take the funny out of it and just make a sweet card. Thanks for lending an ear. Okay. Not that it wouldn't be sweet with that, but you know what I mean. Keeping a straight face, like. Okay. All right. Brew Some Fun is on sale. It's our, I think the one, well, we have another kind of coffee set in here too, but it has the little drink cup here and some latte sentiments that will be on sale. Okay. This one, What's Cooking? I think this is precious. I don't have it, and I don't have any cards with it. Does anyone have this set that's watching? It would be so cute for recipe cards, or if you're making a recipe book, I think. Really, really cute. Happiness is homemade. Sending you a dash of kindness and a spoonful of love. What's Cooking? Really cute. Okay, on to the next one. Simply Succulents. This one is pretty, and I like the way they've done the outlining here on the stamp. It looks like they've used, I don't know if those are Stampin' Blends or not. Very lightly, almost just outline them. You see the faint color? Yeah, painted card. Karen, you have that one? Do you have some cards? If you have a card made with that, I want to see it. Okay, the next one is Lovely You. I don't have a sample with that. That's a pretty set. That's got some pretty sentiments in it. And then Daisy Lane. This is the only card I could find with this one. And it used two of these flowers. We have a punch for this and a punch for this. Two size daisies. And this is two daisies. Let's see. Three daisies layered up to make this little bloom here. Let's see who did this. Phyllis Sweet made this card. Okay. All right. Super cute. All right, let's keep going here. Sunny sentiments. These are those big kind of sentiments that you can use as the focal point on your card front. It's a great set. I have seen this used so many times. Thought you could use some sunny thoughts today. I've seen many cards with this sentiment. That is a great sentiment. All right, I'm going to keep flipping. And I don't think I'm missing any. I went through several times. This is a cute set. Make it happen. It's got this little desk. Get crafty, be you. And you can see a sample right here with the books on the desk. Isn't that cute? Okay. And then bunches of fun. Look at this dog with this cone around his neck. So cute. Um, um, this sentiment, y'all. Hope you feel special. I usually just send a text. Oh, okay, Karen. Oh, I bet that's cute. All right. So this is one of those funny one. Bunches of fun. Aptly named, don't you think? All right. These two sets are both on sale, and they go with this die, the messages die, and it is one big stamp, and it'll cut out um, all of those sentiments at once. And so we have two stamp sets that go with that one die, and they're both going to be on sale. All kinds of sentiments there. Okay, let's move on. Look how this one used all of them on they stamped and embossed them, and then they highlighted some of them by stamping them on basic white and then gluing them or popping them up with dimensionals over the rest of the card. Okay. Cats one on sale. This one, A Good Man. This is that really pretty set, sketchy set that is so easy to watercolor or color with your blends. Okay, that one's on sale. Here's that hat set. It's not on sale, but remember I showed you the Hawaiian set with the palm trees. Karen, Connie, which one? The Good Man? If you make a card, if you have a card with that, Connie, post it in the Stampers group. Okay, and you can post it in the VIP. Okay, you can post it in the VIP group too, the Starlights. But the Stampers group, you can post in there. Okay, thanks. All right. Then all three of these are on sale. Path to Greatness. This is very architectural. Haven't you made cards with this one, Lynn? You Are So Loved. These are beautiful sentiments. I love those. Okay. And then Whiskey Business is cute. That's on sale. Okay. I don't have any of these. All right. Next we have After the Storm. And I do have, this is a swap made with that. This is France Martin's $1 Million set in France made this card. Frenchie. Isn't that pretty? That's a gorgeous set. And so there's that one. And then this Handsomely Suited. I don't have it with the ties. I think I had a card with it, but I forgot to pull it. So that's a good Father's Day set. This one I love, y'all. Sailing Home. I am a sucker for anything that has anything to do with maps, like the compass and directions. I love that kind of stuff. I always get those sets. So here's a card I made. Remember the little anchors when this first came out? I love this. I made graduation cards with it. Just, I don't know, the paper was cool. And then here's a swap I got. Isn't that pretty with that cutout and it's sponged? Look at that. This is from one of my incentive trips. Alexandra Grappe, I believe is how you say her name. She's a German demonstrator from Germany, of course. And this is a beautiful card. I love that. Okay, let's move on. If you don't have that, you need it. I'm just telling you, you need that in your life. Okay, so inspired thoughts. These are some good sentiments in there, like all over sympathy, healing, peace, joy, and love for Christmas. This one for Christmas, thinking of you, you make a difference. Just a good all around sentiment set. Okay, this one I've made several cards, and I must say, make such good cards for the guys in my life, and so I have probably given them all away. But that's a pretty set. And then this one, Campology, is cute with the little camping things. That one will also be on sale. A grandkid, about grandkids, that's cute. And then the Pampered Pets, this one is on sale. These or will be on sale. And then this one, Wildly Adorable. And I really kind of would always pass over this one too. It's cute. Look at those babies' faces. I didn't have a sample for this one. Yeah, the Lighthouse Rosalie is pretty. Okay, this one is cute. I almost got this one time, but the girls really aren't into the space things. You know, when I see this dog, it reminds me of the Jetsons. Remember the Jetsons? But it is really cute, really cute. And they have it with that little circle, give it a world eyes. Does anybody have that? I haven't gotten it yet. I've almost ordered it several times, and I thought, oh, I don't know. Here's that Pirates and Mermaids. Look at that cute mermaid. Astro. Yes, Kathy. That's his name from the Jetsons. Um, this is cute. She is a really cute mermaid. I may have to get her. Okay, and then One Happy Family. This is like sentiments for a new baby. Most of these are. They can be used for other things too, but like A Miracle Worth Waiting For. Hey there, Smarty Pants. You made a little human. Okay, so it's cute. It's all in the little kids section here. All for baby bundle. Well, don't say it, Lisa. That's not on sale. Okay. Let me flip through. I'm not used to doing these lives at night. Okay, this one I never noticed. Celebrate with flowers. Okay, may your day be filled with sunshine and happy birthday. It's cute, but you know, I already had dragonflies, and but I really, honestly, I never noticed it. But it's a good price, 18, and I don't have the prices with me, but I did post that sheet. I think I uploaded it here. If I didn't, I will. Okay, the goat stamp set's going to be on sale. The From All of Us set and the Hey Birthday Chick. And here's a card that one of my team members, Catherine, made with Isn't This Cute? Hey Birthday Chick. Isn't that darling? So cute. Okay. You're still a spring chicken. Okay, thank you. All right. This one I've used a ton too. It is a great birthday set. If you don't have this one, yes, you need it because it, like this, wishing you the happiest birthdays, that takes up just the whole card front, and it's pretty. Look how pretty the font is. This one is if it's a belated birthday, a smaller one. And then this one I used here, and I bet you recognize that set in the background, huh? Forever Fern, that one's on sale too, but I use this set over top to make a birthday card. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm losing some of my cards out of here. Oh, here, I know why. It's Party Puffins, and I have a couple of cards made with that. Look at this one. Isn't that cute? I love the colors. This one was a swap from Bente Snow. Isn't that cute? He's all black embossed. See that? See how he's shiny? I love that. And then here's another one. Make a Wish. Let's see who made this one. Stella McKay. So there you go. That's two of my swaps that I received. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, Simply Elegant. Now this one was new this year and it is on sale. Not the bundle, just the stamp set. Here's one. Look how she used that tag punch. Isn't that pretty? And then this is from Holly Sutton. Look at the inside. Real pretty swap. I love that. It makes like a cross. Excuse me. This one is from one of my team members, Diana, and it's using just partial stamp of this one in this corner. Isn't that pretty? And then she made this pop-up fold that I did one time on a live or a premiere. Great card, great card. Okay, moving right along. Here's Encircled in Friendship. I don't have this one, but these dies were calling my name. They are so pretty, and I think they coordinate with a set in the holiday catalog. But this is beautiful set with the sentiments, okay? In a world where you can be anything, thank you for being kind. That's a good one, y'all. Encircled in Friendship. I like it. Okay, here's another Forever Fern card. Look how it's done in this Blushing Bride. And then, I don't know what color this is. This is from one of my team members. Yay, Carol. I had forgotten you had made this one, Carol. It's beautiful. Look, oh, she did it on shimmery white cardstock. I can see it. So pretty. And then she used a ribbon down here to diagonal to cut that background in half. That's so pretty. Great card, great card. Can you see the sparkle? There you go. Okay. Forever Fern. This is a classic. This is a classic. You need that one too. Okay. This one. Okay. This is one of my favorite sentiment sets of all time. I just got this set the other day and I'm going to be making a card with it later. It's called Through It Together. And I have to read these to you because they're special. Okay. Praying for blankets of healing around you and yours. Follow your dreams. You're doing better than you think. You are capable of great things. You are loved today and always. Don't let worry spoil your happy. May your comeback be stronger than your setback. Forever grateful. You are proof there is good in the world. Believe in yourself. Thank you. Hello, lovely. I miss you. Get well soon. Warmest wishes. Sending you this paper hug. Perfect. I love you no matter what. The best way to get through things is together. Stay strong, my friend. I am here for you with much love. Now, aren't those good sentiments, especially for the times? I mean, I love it. And I thought another demonstrator made a project with it. I thought, what is that stamp set? Well, honey, it's on sale tomorrow. Grab it. Okay. It is just so good. Okay. Now, this one, Forever Blossoms, that's been around for a while. That's on sale. Prize Peony. This is beautiful. And I have made a ton of cards with this. Couldn't find any of them. Sent them all out. This is beautiful. It's so pretty. It's that, isn't it that distinctive look? No, maybe not. Yeah, it is distinctive where it's shaded and shadowed. Oh, it's so pretty. All right. This one is Shaded Summer. It's on sale. This is from my friend Julie Davison. And I love this layout. So clean. And that pretty stamped and polished pink up in the corner. All right. We're going to go on. Okay, this is another one of my favorites, Positive Thoughts. Very pretty. Um, Here's a card made with that. And when I first looked at it, I thought, what stamp set is that? Because it's using this is the hand pen paper. But see this blossom? That's that. And then these, this stamped base is this stem. Isn't that pretty? That is from one of my team members, Diana. Okay. And then this one is from another team member, Catherine. And she used the sentiment hugs, prayers, love. And then she did stamping off and stamped the butterfly, partial stem, and this flower in the background. I love doing that. I think that is a great way to use our stamps to make a, to fill in the space around a sentiment. I love that. Okay, and then this one, I don't have this one. Forever Grapevine. I think Diana, my team member Diana, has this, but I'm not sure. Um, but I love that. Diana, if you are listening later, can you post a card with that? Okay. Okay. Flowers of Friendship. Friendship. It goes with this punch. Punch is not on sale, just the stamp set, but it's cute. It's cute, and I love. You gotta love a good punch, right? And this one, y'all, I have used this so many times and sent them, but they're so cute. This looks like Lila and Clara. I need to dig that stamp set out and make that card. Oh my goodness, it does. Look, Kathy. Okay, yeah. Gonna have to pull it out. I love to do this because it's like, oh, you're seeing things like almost like with fresh eyes again, Okay, this one, Count on Me. I've never noticed it. Those animals are darling. A little bird, a fox, koala bears, a bear, a kangaroo, and Mr. Happy Feet penguin. So this is cute. I may have to get that one too. I love it. Love comes in all shapes and sizes. We can make it through anything if we do it together. Oh, it's going to make me cry. Y'all, that's precious. Okay, this one, Free as a Bird. I love this set. And this is a card made by Catherine again. It was for my birthday. And look, she used the stitch shapes that's retired. And she used a script background. And I think that background is from Very Versailles, because we're going to get to that in a bit. And then she just stamped in black or gray over and did some sponging. Isn't that pretty? It's an alternative to color, but look at the color. Isn't that pretty? Those are the cutest birds. I need to make a card for Jackie with that. He loves his birds. Y'all should see the bird feeder station he made. I need to take a picture of it and post it. I'll do that. Okay, these are cute. The Sweet Farewell, Like a Travel. I didn't have any samples of these. This is cute, right behind you with a little bicycle built for two. And then this one I've seen, I don't have any cards like this. I've seen a ton of them done because they're so good. This is not good with it. Oh my goodness, so cute. Hope you're back on your feet soon. Sometimes that's all there is to say, and that I'm here for you. Cute. Okay, these three are all on sale tomorrow. All right, the Badger Besties is on sale. That's kind of cute. And the Senior Years is on sale. Okay. Let's keep flipping. And now, y'all know there's some great holiday sets in this annual catalog. We kind of forget about them. And I never noticed this. It's a background stamp with fern, and it can be, well, it is ivy and holly. See it right here on this background? how it's stamped and colored. Okay, Connie, thanks. Um, okay, so that's on sale. And this one, Evergreen Elegance. I've seen lots of Christmas cards made with this. Really pretty. Evergreen Elegance, that's on sale. Okay, we're getting down close to the end. Let's see, make sure. I don't want to skip any. None of those, none of those. Okay, Express Artistically Inked. This is beautiful set. This is a card I made with it. The dies aren't on sale, but look, this one I didn't use the dies at all. This was my swap that I took to Maui. Hi, Loretta. Yeah, but you can watch the replay. I'm on page 96. Okay, yeah, we're getting close to the end, but I'm going to make a couple of cards so you'll be able to watch. But you can go back and watch the replay. But on page 96 and 97. Okay, so yeah, I love the colors in this paper, and in fact, I'll use this paper on one of the cards I make after a while. You're welcome. Okay, let's see what's next here. With those. Okay, this one, never noticed it. Henna Hearts. I never noticed that. That's on sale. Oh, very Versailles. I love this set. This set's no longer available. There were some issues with it, the etched in nature. But this one, yes, ma'am. If you like vintage kind of style cards, I do. This is a great set. And this scripty background you can use on almost anything. I'll make a card with this after a while. I just couldn't let it go ignored. Okay, the Best Year set has some all around good sentiments in it for different occasions. That's on sale. And then that. Oh, Butterfly Brilliance. Here we go. What I would do is I would stamp the whole thing in, it's a big stamp. And I die cut them all and use them on different cards. Okay. Butterfly Brilliance. Okay. Okay, this one is on sale, Hand Drawn Blooms, where you make the bunch of flowers. It's pretty. It's such fine detail. And I like these swervy sentiments. Okay, moving right along. Quiet Meadow. This stamp set is on sale. Here's a card that Catherine made for me. And it's pretty, and she even stamped her own background with this flower and these little flowers. Isn't that great? Looks like designer paper, doesn't it? That's what I love. You can make your design. If you don't have just the right thing, you can make it, right? Okay. All right. And then this one is one of my favorites, Tasteful Touches. I use this, and then I embossed this feather on vellum. Okay. See how shiny it is? Just like it's like none of the images really go together, but then they go together. You know what I mean? So I love this. I love this. I've just sent a card with this on it. Okay. And I just layered the different dies and I stamped on the designer paper. And don't y'all love this Tasteful Textures Designer Series paper? I do. What? You have this set, Connie, and never have used it? Girl, get it out. Try it. Oh, yeah. Okay, that one's not on sale. None of those. Okay, this one. Happiest, no. All Squared Away. Okay, All Squared Away. It comes with the squares things, which when I created this, I just used the dies mainly, but it has the sentiment there, and it's fun to play with. And these make fun backgrounds. Okay, All Squared Away. Yeah. Okay. Okay, all of these background stamps are on sale, and I am ashamed to say I don't have any of them. I don't know. I hardly ever use background stamps, these big ones. Birch, dry brush. This is so cool. Wild roses, spiral die. Several people have bought this one. It's real trendy. And stacked stone. They're all great. I don't know why. Okay, and this handmade for you. I use this one. I've used this a lot. This one is good because it has the copyright, Stampin' Up! Copyright. And if you sell your cards, you are supposed to have the copyright Stampin' Up! On the back of your cards that chooses the images. Okay. Okay, and that's it. Okay, that went a little quicker than I thought. 6:34. Have time to make a couple of cards. Okay, does anybody have any questions? I'm gonna get my, okay, this is what I'm using. Threw it together. I'm gonna get something to drink. Threw it together. If you missed it earlier, I love this set. I just got it. In fact, the first time I used it, I think, was today when I was designing the card. And there's not much to it, but that's what I want to show you. You can make, this words can touch someone's heart. Okay. And when you have just the right words, you have that, and then you can express yourself on the inside of the card. And you can make a difference. We make a difference, y'all. As card makers, we make a difference. Okay. All right. So put the card up here. It's not too difficult, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out my bag of tricks here. I'm starting with a pale papaya base, cut 5.5 by 8.5. And this is a card, and I'm going to give you an alternate if you are a beginning card maker. And oh, I forgot to share this on the Stampers page. Connie or Lynn, can you share this video on the Stampers page, please? If you're still here, can you do that for me? Or Loretta, somebody, Kathy. I forgot to do that when I started. And the reason I do that, I have a lot of people there that watch and they don't get notifications. Thank you, Connie. Thank you. Okay. All right. Pale papaya, 5.5 by 8.5. And then I have a piece of that Expressions in Ink Designer Series paper that is gorgeous, that you don't need much else on the card. 4 by 5.25. Okay. I'm not going to glue it down yet because I'm going to tie some ribbon around it. Then I used the contours dies, scallop contours dies, this middle size one, to cut a piece of vellum just to soften this up a bit. Okay. All right. I cut 4.25 by 5.5 piece of vellum, and then I die cut it. All right. So that's going to go there. I have a piece of basic white, 4 by 5.25. That's for the inside of the card. And then I just took a scrap strip of the designer paper, 1.25 by 4. And I'm going to glue that to the bottom. So let me go ahead and do that. You can do it on the Starlight Stampers page, yes, and on the Ink and Inspiration Stampers. Okay. I think you're active on both of those pages, so thank you, Connie. I'm going to go ahead and do this for the inside. All right. Let me go ahead and put that on here so I don't lose it. Thank you, Connie. Appreciate it. Dang, I meant to do that, but it's okay. The replay will stay up. So I just want everybody to sometimes looking at a list, and if you don't know the names of a stamp set or the name of a stamp set, means nothing. So it's seeing is knowing or something like that. All right. Okay, so there's the inside of the card. And then I have a 1/2 inch strip of basic white that I'm going to use to stamp a sentiment. And I may use a different one that I did earlier. I haven't decided yet. I need I think I'm going to do, you are capable of great things. I don't know. I could make a card. I ought to do this and make a card with all of them because I could use all of them. Okay. So, simple card, but sometimes the simple cards are just some of the prettiest, don't you think? I mean, I love, all the techniques and layers and stuff, but when you have someone, this is the papaya ribbon, y'all, open weave. When you have someone that is hurting or needs a pickup, and you've got to get a card in the mail that day, you need something like this, right? I mean, most of us have cards in our craft room that we can send out at any time. But sometimes you need just, I'm going to cut that before I mess it up, just the right sentiment. That's what I'm talking about. Just if you get that hunch, if someone comes to mind and you don't know why, that could be the good Lord telling you, you need to reach out. And I've had that happen twice this week and sent a card. So I don't know if anything's going on, but they were put on my heart, and so I sent them a card. All right. Put this here. All right. I'm being a little picky here, but I want to get it tight, but I don't want the loops too big. So this is when a simple card can take you a little longer. All right, I'm going to cut these ends off. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the vellum. I don't want it to show the adhesive. So I'm going to attach that. Now you can't really see it, but it makes a difference. Look. Okay, it kind of softens up the card, the designer paper. And so I'm going to get my glue dots and my take your pick tool, and first of all I'm going to secure underneath the knot of that bow. Now that was not good, Lisa, because my vellum wasn't attached yet, so let's wait on that. I need to glue the vellum down first. And so I'm going to get underneath that where that ribbon is so it doesn't show. And then I can push down. Okay? And then I can come over here and put another one underneath this edge of the ribbon. Lift it up. And vellum doesn't need a lot of adhesive. It's going to stay. I mean, the top is going to be loose, but you don't want a glue dot showing through. Okay? All right. So now I'll go ahead and put this on the card front, and I'm running out of glue. Should have refueled before I started. Okay. There we go. And then I'm going to get that strip, and I'm going to get a stamp. Now this is where I struggle. Whereas you are capable, I've got to turn this over and look. Lisa, be smarter than a stamp set there. Here it is. You're capable of great things. I forget that I put the stickers on them now. Oh, where's my... Okay, so I put my block on my grid sheet, and then I line up not the edge of the stamp, but the line under the sentiment, like this. I line that up with the grid sheet. And I'm going to use Pelpa Pie to stamp the sentiment because I don't want it screaming. I just want it subtle. So that's a 1/2 inch strip. Some of these would need a little bit wider because they're 2 line sentiments, or the font is a little bigger. So just cut, but this is the easiest, quickest way to do it, is have a strip ready. I have a drawer with all these strips in it. And stamp. Okay, it's faint, but it's there. Okay, so now I'm going to take my paper snips, and I'm going to cut off one end flat. That's the end that's going to go against the edge of the designer paper here. And then I'm just going to angle this. Bam. And see? It just, I mean, it stands out enough that okay. Now, the finishing touch are these in color jewels. Y'all, these jewels, because they're iridescent, they go with more colors than just the in colors. Has anybody tried that? I mean, really. Now these, I'm using the Pel Papaya, but you could use them with yellow, with Daffodil Delight, and it would be fine. It's just because of that spark, that faceted. I'm going to beg Stampin' Up! To not retire them or bring more jewels like this. I love them. Okay, so I'm just going to scatter a few. Just 3, I think. And it just to kind of frame the sentiment, but not really around it. I mean, that doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. Okay. The light is so bright. I don't know if you can see the sentiment on there. But it's a sweet card, right? Okay, and here's the one I made before. Just like it, but this one says, praying for blankets of healing around you and yours. Sweet. Okay. One more. If you've got time, hang with me. Okay, let me get my desk a little organized here. So is there anyone that knows that you think, okay, yeah, I'm getting that stamp set tomorrow? Anything that, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Rosalie. Anyone have a list going? I'm thinking mermaid, and I'm thinking the one with the little animals. I mean, they're cute. And you know, I'm always thinking about the granddaughters. So, okay. I've got a stack of cards I got to put up after a while. Okay, Very Versailles. I even like the name of it. The Stitchery. Okay, Connie, I'll have to see what you do with that one. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, and Connie, you won that gift certificate. To redeem it, you need to call me with your order, okay? Or email me, and then I'll call you. Yes, Karen, get it. It's so good. Okay, Connie? Okay. All right. So, where's my card? I'm going to go ahead and show you this one. It's just me, and I have to tell you. Okay, here's the card. I was feeling green, okay, and two things that I'm going to change about this card. First of all, I used retired lace, and I thought it was a scalloped, and no, it isn't. So I'm going to use the one you can buy. And then I'm not crazy about the matte dots. I think I'm going to use something else. Okay. So, anyway, let's get started. I've done some of this stuff ahead of time, and I'm using that linen paper. Has anybody used the linen paper? Okay, let's look at what our cardstock is. 4 1/4 by 11 crumb cake for the base. Then I have 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 for either the inside or the large layer on the outside. See how I stamped directly on the card front? This time I'm going to stamp on this so that I can put the lace around this layer before I put it down. I had to cover, I forgot that that lace was going to be on the inside there with just an end and, taped. I didn't like how that looked, so I had to cover it up. So this is going to be the outside layer for this card. I have 4 by 5 1/4 of Very Vanilla for the inside of the card. I have 2 1/2 by 3 3/4 of Mossy Meadow. 2 by 4 strip for the sentiment that I've already fussy cut out. Another 2 by 3 piece of crumb cake, and a 2 1/2 by 4 piece of the linen paper. Okay, so let me kind of get the groove here. I'm going to get some scratch paper to put down. Okay. Usually when I go to make this style of a card, I go with either a dark base or the crumb cake. I don't know. Okay, this is the linen. So what I'm doing with it is I'm pulling and raveling the edge just a little bit. Okay, it just kind of looks better than a straight edge. So you just grab the end and start pulling. Grab and start pulling. And it really doesn't matter how much you do. It just gives it that little frayed edge. Okay. I want to go around another couple of times. But you got to grab it just right. And it's not hard to do. And just pull. See that? And it's sticky because it's it's adhesive backed. Okay. So don't get it on anything. You need to throw it away, which is what I need to do. I think I do this side one more. And here's, see how it's sticking to my fingers? Okay, that's good. Let me throw these threads away. Sticky threads. And then I'm going to get my blending brush and I'm going to use it with Mossy Meadow. It's just the one that I use with my greens. rub it, and then I'm just going to give it color. And it goes with the Mossy Meadow, but, oh, I got a splotch on it. Doesn't matter. It's not as dark. And it just gives it that fun texture, that linen texture. Has anybody used the linen paper before? Okay, I'm going to set this aside while I get some of the rest of the backing ready. I just wanted to get this done. Okay. I don't need that ink for a while, so let me set this aside. And then we're going to work on this layer that'll be for the card front. That's how I'm changing it up this time. And I'm using this script background and crumb cake ink. Ink that up like that. And then I'm just going to clean sheet, Lisa, clean sheet. I'm trying to pretty much cover the whole background. And what I like about the way they've done this sentiment, it almost fits together like a puzzle. You know, where the line ends there, if you go to match it, it almost matches up. It's pretty cool. I mean, not exactly, but kind of. See? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stamp one more time on this end. And do the same, come on down on the bottom. And if it's not perfectly straight, it's okay. Okay, so there's my background. And then, since it's a layer, I'm going to roughen up the edges a little bit with my paper snips. If I can find them. Here they are. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that. Now I need to add my lace. So this is in your annual catalog, the scalloped lace, and you want it like almost to the bottom, okay? It's just providing like a border there. So I'm going to turn that over and get my seal. My watch is saying, time to stand. I have been standing. Just kind of stationary. I did get my walk in today, y'all. I have to walk. Y'all need to start asking me, did you walk today, Lisa? And if I know you're going to ask me, Jackie usually tells me, you need to walk. It's just good. It adds years to your life. Just saying. Okay. All right. So that's going to go there. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put that down. Now it hides those back ends of that lace, which I had to cover up on that first one. Okay. All right, so we have that now. Now my next layer up is the linen paper. So I'm going to take it and you just pull that backing right off, and it's a big sticker. Okay. And I'm just going to lay it on here at an angle, like that. See, isn't that cool? And then I kind of roughen up the edges a little bit with my fingers. It's okay if it wrinkles. Okay, got that. And now we're going to take the piece of Mossy Meadow, 2.5 by 3.25, and I'm going to stamp this little kind of border stamp on it. I'll test it first here. Yeah, sometimes like when I'm standing, Rosalie, in I'll do step touch, just to get moving, you know, just so I'm not standing so still all the time. And I have a chair to sit, but I don't like to sit for very long. I mean, when I'm on the computer, I have to sit. I don't have to, but it's easier for me to work if I'm okay. You see, I'm just staggering the stamping. I don't want it that uniform. And one more time. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so now let's rough this up. And you'll see when I put the Mossy Meadow cardstock up against that Mossy Meadow linen that I sponge with Mossy Meadow, you know, see how much lighter it is? So it's definitely a difference. Okay, I want some of the edges, some of those crinkled edges to show. So I'm going to glue that down like that. Okay. Okay. All right, now we have the 2 by 3 piece of crumb cake. And we're going to use the little, this little filigree stamp with crumb cake. What do I do with it? Right here. It's a mess. Yeah, just keep moving. That's right. Okay, inking this up, and I'm going to come about halfway in and stamp. And do that on all 4 sides. Kind of went too far over, but I think it'll be okay. Yeah, it's okay. All right. And guess what I'm going to do? You're right. Rough it up. Okay. Now this is going to go like that, but with dimensionals. So I had these black ones handy, so I used them. And I'm going to pop it up pretty good. Okay. See if I can get all these off without. I swear I find these little papers everywhere. One fell on the floor. Okay, this time I'm coming like this. just a slight angle. It doesn't matter. I mean, no two, when you do a card like this, no two are the same, ever. Where is my sentiment? Here it is. Okay, so I did the always thinking of you, and I'm going to glue it down on this, but see how that dimension makes this float in the air? So I'm going to double stack some mini dimensionals underneath that, okay? So I know about where I need them. So I have the, well, I did have the small ones. Here they are. Okay. I didn't get it right on top, but it's okay. Okay, so now pull those off. You don't have to do the bottom one. You can, but all right, then I'm going to put glue on this end. That way it's even and level all the way across, okay? All right. Getting down to the nitty gritty. Now I'm going to take my trusty linen thread, which is what I like to use on these cards, especially if I have a crumb cake theme going. And I'm going to make a loopy bow. 2 loops on each side. I'm getting hungry. All right, let me grab it with these reverse tweezers. Okay, then I'm going to cut another piece. And I'm going to tie it around the center and then trim it off. I don't want to tie my tweezers in there. Okay, got it. Now I can slide that a bit, tighten it some more. And then I'm going to trim off some of those ends. Goodness. Okay, and then I'm going to put a glue dot behind that and put that right there. And then, instead of the matte dots, I'm going to try champagne rhinestones. Okay? They're kind of, they're not too flashy, but yet they give a little bit of sparkle. And you could leave it like this. Okay? Where's my Very Vanilla? Take this. This is for the inside. Let's do that before I forget. That still has some ink on it, so I'm going to blow on it. And stamp it in the bottom there. And then again in the top. I'm going to glue this on the inside. So this set, Very Versailles, is one of the ones on sale. And if you don't have it and you like this style of card, now is the time to grab it. Okay, now let's try the champagne rhinestones. Let's see how I did this. I put 5, but I don't know if I'm going to put 5 of these. You think that's too sparkly? I'm going to try it. I mean, if I know if it's too sparkly, I may end up liking the matte dots better. Who knows? Let me use some of the smaller ones. always such a decision for me. I think I do like the the champagne ones better. Okay, let me move all this out of the way. We can compare. I have one mess. Okay, where's my cards here? Here are the other two. Okay, so this one is very Versailles. This one is Through It Together. That's that sentiment stamp set. And it is great. So take a look at it. It's, one of not very expensive, and it's going to be 15% off this one. Okay. And it's 24 hours tomorrow. And thank you, Rosalie. Thanks, Connie. I do too. Um, and be sure and take advantage of that. If I can help you with anything, let me know. You can order through my online store. I'll have a link up tomorrow, or you can call me or email me, and I will place your order for you, whatever's easiest for you. So thank you so much for being here. Let me see if I can. Thank you for being with me tonight and hanging in here with me. And it was fun to create with these stamp sets that haven't seen ink in a while. And so that was fun to do and get that prepared for you. And the new one, Through It Together, I had never used it. Thank you, Karen. So anyway, if I can help you, let me know. This will take the place of our live that I usually do on Thursday this week, so that I can do what I was going to do today on Thursday, as far as my creating and designing for future projects and classes. So anyway, if you are not on my email list, be sure you get on there. You can go to inkandinspirations.com, and the box on the right, sign up. You get a free online card class when you sign up, and then you get all of the information firsthand as soon as I can get it to you. And you also will be getting the remainder of my 12 weeks of Christmas. Okay. And that starts, there's a cute card tomorrow, so don't miss it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Patty. Yes, I'll go feed them. Okay. Y'all have a great night. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.